Hi everyone, I just want to say thanks so much for watching my last vlog. As you know, I did all the products that were in my makeup bag, but this time I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. I'm going to take about 5 products and do a really quick makeover, and these are all products that you can find on the high street, so I hope you enjoy it. So to start with, I'm going to use this Max Factor Face Finity. It's a really good primer. Basically, it just keeps your foundation on just a little bit longer. And it's got a really nice feel to it actually. I've just popped a tiny bit of that on over the top of my moisturiser. I always find that if you do that and then just let your skin rest a bit, go and brush your teeth in the morning, then come back, you'll feel that your skin's quite ready to go. I don't want mine too tacky, but I just want it moisturised so it feels lovely. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. I love this foundation. I've used it for a really long time. And I just think it's brilliant. It's a slightly gel formula, so it's very smooth to go on. It's not too tacky and it's not too thick either. I've got a little bit of a tan, so I don't need too much foundation. As you know, I'm a massive fan of tinted moisturisers. So this is kind of an in between. It's not too thick foundation and it's not quite as thin as a tinted moisturiser, but it's really good and very hydrating. I've got quite dry skin, so I quite like a dewy feel. But there are lots and lots of different foundations out there that you can use which are just as nice texture, but this is just a personal preference of mine. I'm going to apply it with a brush. Might be slightly lighter than my skin, but I've kind of got different colours at the moment, so I'm just going, I don't want to go too much darker, so yeah, I think this is a pretty good match, to be honest. Really light amount all over. Nothing too crazy. I don't really like to put foundation everywhere if it's not needed, but at the moment I'm not having the best of skin days, if I'm honest. A little bit on my forehead. I find that when you put it on with a brush, I know I said this before, but I was talking to someone earlier about this, that actually you use less product when you use a brush, whereas when I use my fingers, which sometimes I do, I find that I just put too much on, and then I see it in the mirror later and I want to kind of scrub it off, whereas this way I'm just really lightly coating. I'm going to put a tiny bit on my eyelids as well, just because I get really pinky veiny eyelids, which are not very attractive, and I also put it over my lips because I've got quite bright lips. So that's that done. Not heavy at all, really nice texture, still can feel it. It's not too sticky, not too drying, but I know it's going to last all day. It's got about a 16-hour lasting factor, this foundation, which I really like. Second of all, I'm going to use this Nude BB concealer. This is from L'Oreal. I love it. Again, got lots of moisture in it. At this time of year, I just want to put as much moisture on my skin as possible because I get really dry. Plus, with the sun and everything like that, it's really important to hydrate your skin. So I try and use as many hydration products as possible. I'm just going to put a little bit on here. It's really nice because it's got a little silver ball thing on it. So it's really cool. So if you are particularly sensitive, especially hay fever, I don't know if any of you are suffering, but I'm majorly suffering with my eyes at the moment. So that feels absolutely divine under my eyes. And again, with my fingers, just push it right in. If you get really dark circles, I would recommend a corrector. I've spoken to you guys all about a corrector before. My favourite is the Bobbi Brown one. It is a little bit expensive, but it's amazing, and a little goes a long way. And again, it's a pinky texture, so that's going to get rid of any darkness. But as I said, I'm doing a really quick, like 10 minutes and I'm out the door kind of foundation, so I'm not going to bother with all of that right now. But if you have had a particular heavy night or haven't had a lot of sleep, then just pop a little bit on first and then use this over the top. So that's just a little bit of concealer underneath. Quite nice, not too heavy, don't mind that. And then what I'm going to do is blusher. So literally foundation, concealer, blusher. I'm putting a bit of blusher on because depending on how much I want to wear on my eyes and how much time I've got, I sometimes just put mascara on and that's it. So blusher really helps with that because I find it just lifts your skin a bit more. I'm using this Sexy Mother blusher. This is from Soap and Glory. Never tried it before actually, but it looks fab. I love the roundness of it. So I think I've once made this mistake before with cream blushes, whereas I've gone woohoo, and then I look like Aunt Sally. Don't do that, because also the higher pigment they are, the bigger, as in how pink it is, it stains. So what I might do is put a tiny bit on my hand. Yeah, see, it's not subtle in the slightest. So I'm quite glad I did that. Take it from my hand and just pop it on my cheek. And I just want it to act a bit of a stain. And I'm kind of tapping it on because I don't want too much. Again, I don't want to look like a pantomime dame. It's not really the look I'm going for. A little bit on here. You can, if you feel not so scared like I am, a bit of a wimp, putting it on my cheeks. I like that a lot, actually. Lovely pinched cheek. You know that lovely, you know when you were younger, your mum used to pinch your cheeks to make you look healthier? Well, my mum did anyway. Just, it has that nice natural blush colour to it. It's not too heavy. You know, you don't have to go as extreme as me. But just keep patting it in, making sure there's no lines or anything. And then what I might do is put a tiny bit of this on my lips, but again, a bit like a stain. Nice. Just really blend it in. I'm hardly putting any on. Just rub it into my lips. Feels nice actually, not too sticky or too drying either. It feels like it will just naturally wear off quite nicely. Just a bit of colour on there. And then what I will do is, I think I will put a tiny bit of eyeshadow on, but I'm a huge fan of these cream eyeshadows. This is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo 24 Hours. We'll see about that. They are actually very good. I have used these before and they do last. So again, fingers, I'm not going to bother with a brush. I don't really need to with my eyes. Very small amount. It's kind of a pinky tone, this, not my normal colour. I tend to go for bronzy colours. But I thought it's summer, might as well lift everything a little bit. Really delicate amount on the lid and then just pat it all the way up. No lines. Go into the corner a bit. I always find that with pink it's quite girly, which I think is really lovely. So, you know, it's all summery outside and wearing a nice little dress. Don't want to wear too much eye makeup. Pop a little bit of a pink hue on the eyelid. I find that you can get away with pink as long as it's not too fluorescent on the eyes, depending on what look you want to go for. But your eyelids naturally have a pinky tone to them. So the best thing to do and the most flattering thing is just, if it's kind of a peachy tone, then those will really suit you. But again, go very subtly, you don't have to wear too much of it. So I've just done a little bit on there. And then what I'm going to do is mascara, last but not least. You know, I'm a massive fan of curling my eyelashes. I do it every day, religiously. But I've actually just had my eyelashes professionally curled by the lovely Naomi. And she's got a beautiful place called the Pretty Parlour in Weybridge. So I just popped down there and had my eyelashes curled. I've only had it, this is my second time. Big fan. I've got quite big eyelashes, but big fan. And this is the first time I'm wearing mascara, so I might look a bit like a cow because they always have really long eyelashes. So I'm not going to put too much on because I'm still getting used to my new freshly curled lashes. But it's such a great thing to do, especially if you're going on holiday or something like that. Just gives you such a lovely lift. Makes your eyes really wide and sparkly, I find, especially if you've got quite long eyelashes. Don't want to put too much. But yeah, check it out, Little Parlour, and it's Naomi who's the owner and she's brilliant. And they're not too curled, which is, again, another thing I don't really like. I don't like it when you have your eyelashes permed and they're really, really tight. And she's put the big ones on me and it's, yeah, fan, love it. Tiny bit of mascara. And do you know what? That's it. I don't have time to do anything else. And I know obviously I've been talking and things like that, but that really hasn't taken very long at all. You can always go a bit heavier on the lips if you want to, but I just want a really fresh, pretty look for the day when I'm going to work. I don't have a lot of time. What, that's 5 products? I think that's pretty good.